All right, media, we're joined by Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields. Please raise your hands and we can get started. First up, Dan Wiederer, Chicago Tribune.
Justin, good to see you again. You told us last night that one of your greatest strengths was the ability to show up in big moments. I'm curious, as you reflect on your career throughout your entire football journey, what's on the short list for you of those big moments and those big performances that you're really proud of?
Yeah, I would definitely say my 2019 year against the team up north. Of course, that was definitely probably my first, big game of my Ohio State career. And then, of course, this past year playing in the Clemson game and my performance there. So I think, those are two definite highlights of my Ohio State career where there were big moments.
That 2019 game, what do you recall most vividly? What are you most proud of about the way you guys went up there and handled your business?
Just the way, we treat that game, we treat that rivalry. So of course, that's a big rivalry for us. And, just the way, my teammates went out there. And of course, a big play in the game was when I got hurt. And then of course I came back in and threw the touchdown the next play. So just those plays. And of course, how big that game is to Ohio State and just our fans and our community.
Thank you.
Kevin Fishbane, The Athletic.
Hey, Justin, what's kind of your plan now to get to know some of your teammates, whether it's Andy Dalton or some of the linemen? Obviously, it's an interesting situation because you're the young guy, you're the rookie, but you're also a quarterback top pick. So how do you kind of go about approaching it? Have you already had some conversations with some of your new teammates?
Yeah, actually, walking around in the facility today, I met a few guys. I met, Tariq Cohen, and I actually met Andy Dalton out in California before my pro day. So he's a great guy, and my plan on to getting to know my teammates is literally just being myself. So it's definitely an easy job for me, and I just can't wait to meet all of them and get to work with them.
Larry Mayer, ChicagoBears.com.
Hey, Justin, what have the last 24 hours been like for you? You wake up yesterday morning not knowing where you're going to be going, who's going to draft you, where you're going to live, and all of a sudden the Bears pick you, they whisk you to Chicago, and you're at Hell Hall. What's it been like?
It's definitely been crazy, but I'm blessed. Yesterday was a little bit hectic for me not really, knowing where I'm going to be, but it's definitely all been a blessing. I really didn't get that much sleep last night. Of course, it was a quick turnaround. I had a flight 6 a.m. this morning, so I just came up here. And since I've been up here, I've enjoyed every second of it. It's a beautiful place, and I'm excited for it.
Hub Arkush, Pro Football Weekly.
Hey, Justin, I'm one of those Team Up North alum that has to learn how to love one of you guys from down south now. So welcome to town. You're going to love Chicago.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
What can you tell us about what was going through your mind, what you were thinking, what you were feeling when you made the decision to transfer from Georgia to Ohio State?
So basically, an opportunity presented itself, and I had to make a decision for my future. And I'm really not going to get into all of the details, but at the end of the day, my family and I thought it was the best decision to play at Ohio State and make that move, and it of course paid off. So I'm definitely glad I made that decision.
Hey, real quick, Ryan Day just told us that it was your pup that got you through the pandemic last year. I'm just curious what kind of dog you have. What is his or her name?
Yeah, I have a French bulldog, and his name is Uno. So he's definitely a big part of my life, and he's my best friend for sure.
When you meet Tom Thayer, tell him that. Ask him about Ernie.
All right, I will.
Colleen Kane, Chicago Tribune.
Hey, Justin. Obviously, it was made public earlier this week that you were managing epilepsy, and I was wondering if you could just tell us, what it's taken to manage it in your life, and if there was ever a worry if it would affect your football career. Yeah.
So actually, I got diagnosed with it in 9th grade. So basically, it was just I had a seizure in school, and it was crazy because I just woke up in an ambulance. So it was definitely a crazy story for me, but regarding football and has it had an effect on football? it has had zero effect on football. I haven't missed, any practices, any games because of it. And I mean, it's pretty simple for me to manage it. I just have to take, 3 to 4 pills a night, every night. So it's nothing crazy. It's kind of, a thing that's been there, for the past, 7 or 8 so years. So I'm used to it, and I'm just gonna continue to deal with it, and continue to play the game I love.
Adam Johns, The Athletic.
Hey, Justin, kind of a two-part question. Go back to that transfer. When you went to Columbus, how did you connect with your teammates right away? Like, what did you do? What did you take away from that in terms of becoming a leader on day one there, becoming a starter?
Yeah, of course, I didn't have, personal relationships with, most of my teammates there. So what I pretty much did there was, show them how much I wanted to win, how much I wanted to be there. And I did that by, working hard in workouts and weight training, and, coming in first, and, sprint drills and stuff like that. And as time went along, I just, started building personal relationships with, from guys that were freshmen, from guys that were seniors, from guys that were walk-ons. So I think it's, very important to, get to know your teammates and kind of build those personal relationships with them. That way you can connect with them on the highest level.
And then today, when you met the guys at Hallis Hall, I'm curious, as you're walking through the halls, anything strike you, whether it's a picture of Walter Payton or George Hallis's hat? Like, this is a team with a lot of history. Yeah,
I mean, just the tradition here, the history here, the pride, here in Chicago is just unmatched. And, I just love the energy already. And I'm just, glad to be a Bear, and, glad to be a part of this great city and great organization. So I'm excited.
Mike Berman.
Hey, Justin, welcome to Chicago and congratulations. I think you touched on this last night, but wondering if you can expand on it. You're sitting inside of Hallis Hall, the headquarters of the Bears, and you understand the history of the quarterback position with this franchise and how tortured the fan base is and how badly they want a franchise quarterback to lead the way. Mm-hmm. How do you look at that opportunity? How do you approach it? How do you look at it? How do you maybe prevent the pressure from pouring down on you?
I don't think there's pressure at all on me, because I expect myself to, be a franchise quarterback. So, there's really no added pressure. I came from a big program like Ohio State, where, the fan base is very passionate about their sport. So there's definitely no added pressure on me in terms of that. I expect myself to be a franchise quarterback and one day, hopefully a top 5 quarterback in this league. So that's what I'm going to, thrive to do. I'm going to work every day to, reach my goal and to reach new heights. So, yeah.
Cam Ellis.
Hey, Justin, sort of related to that, I know you filmed the message to fans last night, and I'm sure you've heard from more than a couple since then. I'm just sort of curious what your first impression of talking and hearing from Bears fans has been in the first, 18 hours or so.
Yeah, I mean, these Bears fans from these, first 18 hours or so, they've been great. They've shown nothing but support, and I can just tell, they're all excited, and I'm excited too. So I, just can't wait for the future, and can't wait to be able to spend moments with them, and also with my teammates. So I'm excited.
Sean Hammond, Pro Football Weekly.
Hey, Justin, just curious, who did you emulate when you were growing up in the backyard? Who were your quarterback heroes? And two, as you got older, whose film did you study?
Yeah, I would say when I was, younger, like maybe 8th, 9th grade, it was more Cam Newton. But I would say, these past couple of years have kind of turned more into, a Russell Wilson type quarterback. So I've, watched a lot of film on him. I've watched a lot of highlights on him. So I think, the things that we can do on the field, with both of those quarterbacks, I think, we have a lot of similarities between, extending plays with our legs and, also having the arm talent. So I think those are, a couple of guys that I kind of emulate my game after.
Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Justin, I wanted to follow up on the question about epilepsy earlier. That came out through a leaked report last week, and I wanted to know how did you feel about that when it came out? Obviously, you had kind of talked about that publicly at Ohio State.
Yeah.
How did that feel, and just kind of how did you kind of handle that?
I mean, it is what it is. It's a part of me. I'm not gonna try to hide it. It's who I am. So there's no really reason trying to hide it. I'm just gonna just like I said before, I'm gonna continue to manage this and continue to play football like how I've always played football. So it's really nothing different for me. And of course, it came from a league source, but I'm not worried about that one bit. So I'm just happy to be here.
Dan Wiederer.
Justin, curious what in Russell's game impresses you the most, and what traits he has that you really are drawn to?
Yeah, just his deep ball is one. Just off the top of my head, the way he puts a lot of arc on it, his accuracy, of course, and just how he carries himself, as a leader, as a teammate, and I like his game. He's an accurate quarterback. He also uses his legs, so. Just stuff like that. I think those are some similarities that we have.
Coach Day also brought up the Indiana game, and others have brought it up as well as a game that translated into a learning experience for you. I'm curious how you felt about that game in the moment, and what lessons you took away from it, maybe in terms of pressing and some other things that you drew on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were a few plays in that game where I was just trying to be Superman. I was trying to do too much, throw the ball guys on my back, and I was trying to take it back to I guess middle school days. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot from that game, and keeping my team in the best position to win, and of course not putting my team at risk to turn the ball over. But yeah, I mean, I think that game was definitely a game that I'll remember for the rest of my life in terms of what I need to do to help my team in the best position to win and to be successful. So I usually learn from my mistakes, and I'm just going to learn from those ones.
Pat Finley, Chicago Sun-Times.
Hey, Justin, how old were you when you first met Trevor Lawrence? And what is that? Go ahead.
I was probably I would say 10th grade, maybe.
10th grade. What is that kind of competitiveness been like between the two of you, whether it's Elite 11, whether it's on the field, whether it's rankings coming out of high school, whether it's matchups in the playoffs in college, and now when you get drafted in the same year? Do you find yourself comparing yourself to him and vice versa? And does it motivate you at all?
No, not really. I mean, I think, me and him are used to this. I mean, we've been at it for so long now. It seems like it's been a long time, but I think, me and him, of course, are both great quarterbacks, and I think we love this game. I think we both want to be great. So I'm not really saying that I'm necessarily trying to be better at him in this particular area. I'm just focused on myself and focused on being the best quarterback I can be for my teammates and for my coaches.
When the season starts, though, do you imagine you're gonna on Sunday afternoons when you get done with your job, gonna look and see how he did or follow him from afar?
I'm gonna be looking at everybody and to see how they did, not just Trevor. It's not a one-on-one thing. So I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he has a great career down in Jacksonville.
Mark Grody, 670 The Score.
Your head coach said, Ryan Day at Ohio State said that, I just want to make sure I got it right. He says that you burn hot on the inside, even though a lot of times you can't see it because you kind of seem to have just a relaxed demeanor. Is that the right way to describe it? And where does that even keel come from?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Day, he's one of the coaches that knows me best. So he's definitely right about that one. And, I think the even keeledness comes from, just me, being in so many experiences, involving sports situations in my life. I've played up to, 4 sports growing up. So I'm just, failing at, different sports. I've always tried to, stay even keeled and kind of, try to keep my body language, neutral. So I think that's just where that comes from. My dad has harped on it from when I was a little kid to, just make sure I have good body language, and, no matter how I'm feeling, just try not to let others see it. So, yes, sir.
And Justin, one other thing too, do you feel like you could step on the field day one, game one in the NFL? Because right now the plan is to have Andy Dalton be the starting quarterback for the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, that's not up to me. That's up to, coach, and my job is simply to, perform the best I can perform, and, be the best quarterback I can be. So I think that's a question for Coach Nagy.
Tim May.
Thank you very much. Hey, Justin, just real quick before I ask you my real question, did you feel there was an effort the last several weeks to somehow or another bring you down? I'm talking about from your perspective as you looked at some of the things that came out, much of which was bogus. Just how did you let that roll off your back?
I really can't do anything about it. There were some things said that, that of course weren't true, but hey, at this point, for me, at least the draft is over, and, my focus is to turning to, how can I help the Chicago Bears win? So I'm not really worried about, what's has said in the past, that's all said and done with. So I'm here now, and I'm, worried about, the present. So.
And one other quickie, who's your favorite to be your successor at Ohio State? There's 3 guys at least in the running, and then what's the best thing you got from your relationship with Ryan Day the last 2 years that you'll carry with you?
If I went to, more practices, I could probably give you a favorite, but, I don't have one. But one thing I do know is, all 3 of those quarterbacks down there, competitive. They're smart. They're very talented. And, me and Coach Day, we've definitely had a great relationship over these past 2 years of my time being at Ohio State. But, one thing about Coach Day is he's such a good coach, but, a lot of you guys don't know this. He's an even better person, just the things that he's taught me in life, and, just the lessons he's taught me. It's just, priceless. So I'm just, grateful for all of that, for sure.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Bill from the Columbus Dispatch.
Hi, Justin. In the course of this week, I talked to Wyatt Davis and Josh Byers. They didn't practice for the Alabama game because they were hurt. Ryan Day said today that you really didn't practice much. Could you kind of describe how much you did practice, how much that might have affected your performance, and in light of that, how tough was that matchup for you guys?
Yeah, I don't think me not practicing affected my performance. I think, me being injured that game, definitely, might have, impacted my performance that game, and, what I could have done in the national championship game. But, I think White and Josh, they're tough players. And of course, after the Clemson game, a good bit of us got beat up pretty well. But, I think, no matter how beaten up, we've all could have gotten, that was one more game left. So we were going to leave it all out on the line, regardless. But, yeah, I mean, those guys are, great guys, and they're definitely hard workers for sure.
And how much do you think could have been different if you guys had been fully healthy?
I think, things could have went, way differently. We'll really never know. So it's, no really point in, hoping for it. So, yeah.
Larry Mayer, ChicagoBears.com.
Hey, Justin, it looked like last year that there might not be a Big Ten season at all, and you were very active in getting that done and getting everyone on the field. Why was it important to you, number one, to play and not just kind of rest and prepare for the NFL draft? And secondly, why was it important to you to take such an active role in getting that done?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big thing for me to play, is because I've been playing the football since I was like 5 years old. So, I mean, I think it was maybe 1 or 2 weeks into the season where the ACC and the SEC might have started playing last year. And, my teammates and I were sitting at our apartments literally watching their game. So, I mean, that was the weirdest I had felt in a long time. So, I wasn't trying to, not play the whole season after, we went through winter workouts, summer workouts, and, me seeing the amount of work my teammates have put in the off season, and me knowing how much, they wanted to get back in that position to, be able to play Clemson again. I wasn't gonna, or not wasn't, but I was gonna do, everything that I could to, help get our season back. And one of the reasons why I kind of, pushed that petition was because, my social media is kind of on a bigger platform than, most other college players. So I thought that, the size of, my social media platform could have, reached, a lot of people across the country, and, maybe have influenced the decision of, flipping the Big Ten decision to cancel the season.
We're going to do two more quick for Justin, followed by a quick photo op. Pat Finley, Chicago Sun-Times.
Justin, you talk about playing 4 sports growing up. What role did baseball play in your footwork? And how old were you when you decided that you wanted to focus your energies toward football more than anything else?
Yeah, I think, baseball, footwork, I don't know if it has so much to do with footwork, but I think it has something to do with throwing, the ball off platform, especially playing middle infield. You have to throw the ball and run a lot and stuff like that. So I think that's where, baseball comes in to play in the quarterback position. And then also, what was your last question? I'm sorry, I forgot.
How old were you when you decided to push your chips in on football, and what went into that decision?
Oh, I've played baseball all the way up until my junior year. So after my senior year of football, I graduated early from high school and then just went to college. So I played baseball pretty much all the way until like the age of 4, all the way up to my junior year of high school.
Last one, Dan Wiederer.
Justin, just circling back to the conversation about the pandemic, the fall can seem so distant now. I'm wondering if you could put us back in your shoes in August and September, and the level of restlessness you felt with the uncertainty that was surrounding you in regards to whether you're going to play, and what you take out of that entire 2020 experience, which is obviously very unprecedented and unusual.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the time, before they actually canceled the season, there was kind of a part in me that was saying, they're actually not going to do it. They're just saying that because, of course, the SEC and the ACC, they still had their seasons going on. But after that happened, it was like, wow, of course. And I guess, 2020 a recap, it was just a lot of trials that, myself and my teammates had to go through, of course, where we had coaches out of games, players out of games. So I think, going through, that, I guess, situation made us stronger individually and as a team, and also as a brotherhood. So I think that made us come together as a team, and it really just made us stronger. So I think if we wouldn't have gone through that, we wouldn't have been the same team, and I think that definitely made us more mentally stronger.
Thanks, Justin.
All right, media, hang tight here, and we'll have a quick photo op opportunity with Justin and his jersey.
I'll get in.
I think we're all set. Thanks for your time, Justin. Appreciate it. Congrats again.
Thank you.